Welcome to our Builders Insurance Group training powered by Appulate. If you have yet to watch the setup video, please do so prior to watching the remainder of today's training video. The content for today will be reviewing workers' compensation and the submission process for Builders Insurance Group. So the first thing you will want to do is open up your record form wherever it lives. Today's example is on my desktop, but for you, it may be in an agency management system, and that's completely okay. Simply open up the Accord form at its origin. Then click the print option. My printer driver defaults to that of Appulate Uplink. If yours does not, maybe it defaults to an office printer or a home office printer, please expand the available drop-down menu and make sure that Appulate Uplink is your desired selection. Then click Print. Momentarily, we will receive a pop-up from Appulate asking us to confirm our Appulate credential information. And that's so Appulate can start the process of bridging over all of the duplicate data that we can see on our record form and getting that into Appulate. We do not want to have to rekey any unnecessary data for our submission to builders. So the purpose of using the Uplink tool is to eliminate that need. This turbocharges your submission process as the agent, as you will not have to rekey any of the duplicate data from your Accord form. Here is the pop-up that's provided by Appulate. Go ahead and enter your credential information. If you're ready to bridge, go ahead and hit send. I'm now going to show those who would prefer a shortcut how to use a simple right-click shortcut with your mouse. I'm closing my opened Accord form. Here is that same Accord form that I had just closed. It's just sitting on my desktop. I will now right-click with my mouse and select Appulate Uplink as the shortcut option. By selecting Uplink, we receive the same exact pop-up. There is no right or wrong way to use Uplink. It is simply a matter of convenience. So if you prefer the shortcut, please process your submissions that way. If you prefer opening up the Accord form and selecting print, that is fine as well. Next, we will click send. Appulate will automatically open in your desired window. And please confirm the line of business that you would like to work on. Again, today's example will be focusing on workers' compensation. Now we will click continue. All of the duplicate data from our Accord forms has been bridged over. We can see all of our locations, payroll and rating sections, as well as any X months. Next, we need to add Builders Insurance Group as our market. To do so, please locate the Add Markets option near the top right-hand side of the screen. You should see an icon with a plus sign and the verbiage that says Add Markets right next to it. I will click the plus sign that says Add Markets and locate Builders Insurance Group as my market. Then click Add One Market. If we're ready to bridge over the data from our submission into Builders, we will start by clicking the Submit button in the Actions column on the very far right-hand side of the screen near the top right. Click that big green Submit button. When the loading screen populates, this is Appulate getting ready to initiate that bridge. We will momentarily be getting a new button in the Actions column that's going to take the place of the big green Submit button. That new button says Finish Submission, like you can see here now. Again, in the Actions column, that is going to change to the verbiage Finish Submission. Please click Finish Submission to open up the Builders Insurance Group website and allow Appulate to start bridging over the duplicate data from your Accord form and get that information into Builders. Again, the whole goal is to turbocharge your submission process and eliminate the need to rekey any unnecessary data. With that said, there may be some data that is not duplicate from your submission initiated from Appulate to Builders. For example, there's a question regarding a contracting risk. This is not duplicate, so please make sure that your selection is made. So I'm answering those missing and required questions. Once you've done so, we'll go ahead and click Update, which will take us to our very familiar submission screen in Builders. You can see that all of the duplicate data has been bridged over. However, the need by date, just another example of a question that isn't duplicate, does need to be filled in. So please add your need by date for your risk. Once you have done so, click Next. We will move on to the risk location screen. You can see that both of our locations have already been added. No need to rekey any unnecessary data. You may continue your submission by clicking Next at the bottom of the screen. This now takes us to our risk information section. Again, all of that duplicate data that was on our record form is being pushed by Appulate into Builders Insurance Group website so that you do not have to rekey any data. However, I do want to point out that if anything needs to be edited, it does not stop the submission process. You may click Edit as needed. Once all of the information has been verified, go ahead and click Next. Moving on to the scheduled rating section. Now, I mentioned XMODs a little earlier. So if I scroll down, we can see that that XMOD information has already been populated. We may move forward with our submission by clicking Next. We're not adding a waiver of subrogation for this example, so we will continue to click Next. However, if you needed to, please feel free to edit that information. We're taken now to the estimated premium worksheet. You can see how quick and easy we were able to get to this point in our submission. Please review all of the data that is here. When you are ready to move forward with the submission, click Next. You're then taken to the underwriting questions section of our questionnaire. This information is not duplicate, so you will have to go through and add the information here required by Builders. I'm going to use this mark all no button for the purpose of the submission. Please feel free to scroll through and verify any information or edit as needed. Once the underwriting questions are completed, go ahead and click Next to move to the next section of our submission. These questions in the risk questionnaire are not duplicate, so please make sure that you are adding this information. This is a test, so I am going to add testing verbiage. Once the risk questionnaire portion of our submission has been completed, we can now hit Next and move to the account details portion. If everything looks as it should, since it is being bridged over as duplicate data from Appulate, please feel free to move forward. I will say on my Accord form, it did not have an annual receipts example. That information did not duplicate here because it was not on my Accord form. So just showing you that you can edit the submission. I'm going to go ahead and add annual receipts. If we're ready to move to the contact information portion of our submission, please click the Next button at the bottom of the screen. Since we had a contact on our Accord form, our owner here, Tom Anderson, is already populated. All of that duplicate data, again, you're not having to rekey. So please move forward by clicking Next at the bottom of the screen. Unless there's anything that needs to be edited, again, you can edit as you need to. We're not going to be editing workplace included or excluded today, so we'll go ahead and click Next. Same with additional insured, so we will move forward by clicking Next. We're not adding any partners or officers in this case. However, if it was on your Accord form, it would bridge over. So we will click Next. Again, moving through your submission, we're now brought to the payment plan section. So we're nearing the end of our submission process, leaving it as annual pay. Next, we will click that big blue Next button kind of near the bottom of the screen. We are then taken to our summary section. So please review all of this information. You will forward it to underwriting as your normal process allows you to. There is nothing that has to change with that. But you can see very quickly and easily, we were able to populate the information from a record form, get it into Appulate, and then allow Appulate to populate that duplicate data into Builders Insurance Group website. If you need any submission support, please contact support@appulate.com and we may assist you further.